There's a new podcast out. It's called Explore, featuring interviews with Canada's modern-day explorers. With all the details right now, we say hello to Alexandra Pope, digital editor with Canadian Geographic. Good to have you back on the program.
Thank you.
We also have David McGuffin here as well. You happen to be the host, you're a broadcast journalist. Explore is the name of this podcast. Before we get into the details of Explore, quick history lesson on Canadian Geographic. You've been around for some time now?
Yes, since 1930. We're probably best known for our magazine that we print and distribute nationally, but we're looking at all kinds of ways to advance the mission of the society that we are a part of, which is to make Canada better known to Canadians and the world. And we're doing that through websites, social media, and public events.
Can you tell us about some event that was quite public last night?
It was a big night, yes. We had our official opening of our new headquarters here in Ottawa at 50 Sussex Drive, and we had the Prime Minister in attendance and Alex Trebek. It was a really special evening.
Because you launched something in honor of Alex Trebek.
We did. We christened our theatre at the building the Alex Trebek Theatre, and we're going to be hosting a lot of talks and our National Geography competition there as well.
Wow, busy times for you guys. All right, David, Explore. Tell us a bit more about this podcast.
It's talking to great Canadian explorers, and the Royal Canadian Geographic Society sponsors a number of people who do explorations, not just in Canada but around the world. And really, these aren't just great Canadian explorers; they're amazing worldwide explorers. We have people like Jill Heinerth, who is the foremost underwater cave diver in the world, and goes into places. If you watch her videos, they're terrifying, barely bigger than her and her equipment, going a mile underground and underwater. Just incredible experiences like that. Roberta Bondar is the honorary vice president with the organization. She talked about, obviously, space and her experience. She's the first Canadian female astronaut in space. Talking to her about her experiences with that, and also where she sees the vision for space. We should have moon bases, is what her thing. We shouldn't go to Mars first, we should have a moon base first. And interesting sort of looks at where we all fit in our world and as the world changes as well. Yeah.
So where did the idea for this podcast originate from?
So I've been attached, I've had a long history with the organization, but we have an annual fellows dinner where all the sort of these explorers come together for a dinner. And I remember sitting at this one last year thinking, you could talk to any 10 people in this room and it would be an amazing conversation, because they're just scientists and geographers doing all these amazing things at the frontiers of the planet. And so that I made that pitch, and they were absolutely, let's do that. And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So how often then?
So they come out every week. Every Thursday we have a new one posting. The one coming this week is Johnny Iseluk, who's a great Inuit actor and activist and athlete who's been in some shows like The Terror, which is a big one right now.
We see pictures actually right now. Where is this being recorded? It looks like all these guests are in the same location.
Yeah, so it's in the Sir Christopher Ndache reading room, which is in the new headquarters that was just christened last night on nice. 50 Sussex Drive. So great old sort of wood paneled fireplace kind of.
I think I saw a picture of Alex Trebek on the wall there too. So
yeah,
yes.
I get it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's super exciting. And now can I ask you, David, is this are you hoping to do more episodes, because there's 10 at this point, and that's season 1?
That's season 1, and it's gotten a great response. We've been really happy with it. So I think absolutely the plan is to go forward and just talk to more explorers and hear more stories from sort of the far reaches of our planet and our country.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Alexandra, so many other things happening, as we alluded to. So where would you like to start here? We just have a couple of minutes left, but you've got the Canadian Geographic Challenge final. So when is that taking place?
Yeah, so this is really exciting. It's happening Monday, May 27th at 11 a.m., and the public is invited to check out the new Alex Trebek Theatre at 50 Sussex Drive. And what this is it's a national geography competition for students in grades 4 to 10. And the top students from grades 7 to 10 actually come and they spend the whole weekend doing field work and written tests. And then the top 5 out of that competition actually compete in this live final at the Alex Trebek Theatre. It's a Jeopardy-style competition. It's super fun. The kids are incredibly smart.
Yeah.
It's a really good show.
I can imagine. They could probably show me up in a big way.
Yes, me too, actually.
What about this pop-up map day that's happening? There's days that are coming up.
Yeah, this is a really exciting thing. We're going to start on June 24th. Every other Monday throughout the summer, we're going to unroll one of our giant floor maps. These are gymnasium-sized maps. They're absolutely spectacular, and they highlight different aspects of Canada's geography and cultures. And we're inviting the public to come over the lunch hour on these Map Mondays, we're calling it, and just explore an aspect of Canadian geography or Canadian culture and history that they didn't know about. So it's going to be super fun.
Cangeo.ca, the website, to find out more. Now, your career, David, CBC, NBC, PBS, pretty decent career you've had. Now, how is this podcast, Explore, different from anything that you've done before?
So I've spent a lot of time traveling. I was a foreign correspondent for a long time, as you said, and I would get in these conversations with these interesting people, but generally on a news agenda. So I was looking for a couple of quotes and get on. And I'd sort of leave these interviews thinking, oh, there's so much more I'd like to ask this person. And that's exactly what this is. These are long form conversations where we really get to dig into really fascinating stories.
Is that the fun about podcasts? There's no time restrictions?
Well, there is no time restrictions. Yeah, no, absolutely. We try to keep it under an hour, but we let it go as long as it's interesting, and they've all been interesting.
Quickly, Alexandra, 20 seconds. Where can we find Alexandra? Where can we find this podcast?
It's on our website, and it's also wherever you listen to podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and SoundCloud.
Amazing. It's called Explore, hosted by David McGuffin. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan.
Great stuff as always coming from these amazing people. More daytime coming up on Rogers TV.